Hey everybody, I have guests coming to stay in my house this week, so I like to have something that they can grab either for breakfast or just on the go like as a little snack, and so I like to make berry scones. You can do this recipe a bunch of different ways. I like to do strawberry rhubarb myself, but rhubarb is out of season where I live right now, so I'm gonna just do a triple berry scone. So come along with me while I bake. So what are you gonna need? You need flour. We need flour for lots of stuff. 1, to make the scones. 2, to dust your berries. If you don't get them dusted and coated in flour, they'll sink to the bottom. We don't want that. And then 3 for when we're rolling out the dough to make the scones themselves. We have a little bit of sugar, it doesn't really call for much. We have baking soda, baking powder, egg, butter, salt, heavy whipping cream, your choice of berries. You just need 2 cups total. I'm gonna make a little bit extra this time just because, you know, then we have extra scones. But any type of berries, those work really well. Your mixing bowls, I use this. This is a pastry cutter to cut, because you want to have your butter cold so that when it goes in, when it's in the oven, it melts into the scones. Oh yes, yummy butter. And then we have, I have my oven set to 425, and then I've got my baking pans with parchment paper so I can put that out so I don't need cooking spray. So grab your stuff and come along with me. All right, so we have our stuff. Put your hair back, put a hairnet on, whatever. Nobody wants hairy scones, that's disgusting. And we put on an apron because I get flour everywhere, and so I'm not trying to get all dirty. All right, so like I said, normally this will make about 8 to 12 scones depending on how big you like them. I'm gonna do 1.5 times the recipe, so I'll talk about how much I'm putting in and how much you would put in if you were doing just a regular recipe, okay? So first of all, I do 2.5 cups of flour. So for me, I'm gonna do 3.75 cups of flour because I'm making extra. I don't know how much you know if you ever went to, you know, family consumer ed class in high school, but I sure did, and in middle school. And so you're gonna spoon it in, don't pack down flour, right? We only pack down brown sugar, and we just kind of level it off on the top, really light with the edge of our spoon, and dump that in, right? So I'll continue doing that with the flour. You're gonna love these scones, they're so delicious, and I have all the secret tricks so that they taste extra yummy. They're a real hit with friends. Okay, there's 2, then I just have 3 3/4 that I have to do. But if you are making the regular size, you're already done. That's 2. So then you get your sugar ready, okay? Just finishing this up really close. And then I'm just gonna do the 3/4. I have that line inside my cups. I'll do the 3/4 in there. Almost all my flour, we're gonna use it. Okay, so that one's done. But remember, you're gonna keep flour aside to coat your fruit, and then you'll also keep it for when we're rolling out the dough, okay? So next I have sugar, and for sugar, if you're gonna do a regular amount, you're gonna do 1/2 cup. I'm not doing a regular amount, so I'm gonna do 3/4 cup, and I've just got my cup, and I'm just gonna put that in there, okay? If you wanna sift your flour, you can. I just don't care that much about mine. Now we have baking powder and baking soda. If you're doing a regular, it's 1 teaspoon. If you're doing more like me, then it's going to be 1.5. So baking powder is this one. I've got 1. You gotta level this one off, and then I've got 1/2. You don't wanna eyeball baking soda or baking powder. Trust me, there's a whole science behind it, so you wanna make sure you follow it exactly. And then your baking soda is, if you're doing a regular, it's just 1/2 teaspoon, but I'm doing more, so I'm gonna do 3/4 on that. And 1/4. Okay, we're good with that too. Now I just have a little bit of salt. The salt is 1/2 teaspoon, so I'm gonna do 3/4 teaspoon on this. But otherwise you'll be 1/2 teaspoon. All right, I'm gonna dump it over this so I'm not spilling it everywhere, on my table at least. All right, so we've got that. The next part about this is we're going to put, we're just gonna kind of mix this together, and then we're gonna add in the butter. So we'll have to cut up our butter and make sure it's cold, and then we'll be putting it together, and I'll show you how to do that next. So here we go. My oven, because I make such big scones, it takes a little bit longer. So it's closer to like 18 to 20 minutes. And all you're looking for is that they have a little bit of a browning around the edges. That's it. You can see that some of my sugar baked in and some didn't, but they have a nice glaze on top from that heavy whipping cream that I soaked them in. Make sure you get that heavy whipping cream on the sides and everything, but as soon as you take it out, it just smells in my house like a bakery, like fresh strawberries, blackberries, and raspberries. So comment below, let me know what flavor combination you use and whether you think they're 5 stars too. Come back and see me. I'm Dr. Meredith Rausch, helping you connect better with yourself and each other.